What if I told you that mountains aren't just towering natural formations, but are also sacred symbols in cultures around the world, representing strength, stability, and divine power? Before we dive into the profound spiritual significance of mountains, let's first uncover their importance to our planet and how these majestic peaks come to be. And stay tuned, because by the end of this video, I'll share a unique perspective that blends both science and religion. How do mountains form? Mountains form through powerful natural processes, primarily plate tectonics. When the Earth's tectonic plates push against each other, they cause the land to crumple and fold upwards, creating mountain ranges. This happens over millions of years, shaping the towering peaks we see today. Think of it as two massive puzzle pieces pressing together, with one pushing the other upwards to form a ridge or peak. Volcanic activity can also create mountains when magma from within the Earth erupts and cools, forming steep structures over time. Why are mountains important to life on Earth? Mountains play a vital role in maintaining the balance of Earth's ecosystems. They act as water towers, collecting and storing water in the form of snow, which melts and flows into rivers, providing fresh water to billions of people. Mountains are also home to diverse wildlife and plants, many of which are adapted to survive in extreme conditions. In addition, they help regulate the climate by influencing weather patterns, making them crucial for sustaining life on Earth. What are the different types of mountains? There are several types of mountains, each formed by different processes. The most common are fold mountains, like the Himalayas, are formed when tectonic plates collide and fold upwards. Volcanic mountains, like Mount Fuji, are formed by volcanic activity when magma erupts from the Earth. Block mountains, like the Sierra Nevada, form when large areas of the Earth's crust are pushed up between faults. Dome mountains form when magma pushes up the surface but doesn't break through, creating a rounded dome shape. I like to think of mountains as Earth's grand sculptures, each type representing different forces of nature at work. Now that we've talked about mountains scientifically, let's explore their spiritual significance in different religions. Christianity. In Christianity, mountains are often seen as sacred places where people experience God's presence and receive divine revelation. One of the most famous examples is Mount Sinai, where Moses is said to have received the 10 Commandments from God. Exodus 19:20. The Lord descended to the top of Mount Sinai and called Moses to the top of the mountain. This moment represents God's direct communication with his people, using the mountain as a symbolic and literal high point for divine encounters. To summarize, mountains in Christianity are symbols of spiritual ascent, where individuals can feel closer to God. Like Moses on Mount Sinai, they represent strength, stability, and divine presence. Islam. In Islam, mountains are considered part of Allah's creation and are often described as stabilizers of the earth. The Quran refers to mountains as pegs that keep the world firm and balanced. Surah An-Naba 78:6-7. Have we not made the earth as a wide expanse and the mountains as pegs? This verse emphasizes the role of mountains in maintaining the earth's balance, both physically and metaphorically. Mountains in Islam represent the majesty of Allah's creation and are reminders of his power. To summarize, in Islam, mountains are a symbol of strength and stability, described as pegs that balance the earth. Surah An-Naba highlights their importance as part of Allah's divine plan. Hinduism. In Hinduism, mountains are seen as sacred abodes of gods. One of the most revered mountains is Mount Kailash, which is believed to be the home of Lord Shiva, one of the principal deities in Hinduism. Mount Kailash is considered a place of spiritual power and is the destination for many pilgrimages. Mahabharata 3:37. In the heart of the Himalayas lies the mountain abode of Shiva, where ascetics and pilgrims seek the ultimate truth. This reflects the deep connection between mountains and spiritual enlightenment in Hinduism. Mountains are often viewed as gateways to higher consciousness and divine knowledge. To summarize, in Hinduism, mountains like Mount Kailash are sacred and seen as the homes of gods. They symbolize spiritual ascent and the quest for higher knowledge and truth. Judaism. In Judaism, mountains also hold great significance, with many pivotal events in the Hebrew Bible taking place on mountains. Mount Moriah is considered one of the holiest mountains, where Abraham was tested by God with the sacrifice of his son, Isaac. Genesis 22:14. So Abraham called that place, "The Lord will provide," and to this day it is said, "On the mountain of the Lord it will be provided." This passage emphasizes the importance of mountains as places of testing, faith, and divine intervention in Jewish tradition. To summarize, mountains in Judaism are seen as sites of deep spiritual significance, where divine intervention and covenantal promises are fulfilled, such as Abraham's encounter on Mount Moriah. Buddhism. In Buddhism, mountains represent the spiritual journey towards enlightenment. The most famous example is Mount Meru, which is believed to be the center of the physical and spiritual universe in Buddhist cosmology. Buddhists often see mountains as symbols of perseverance, inner peace, and meditation. The Dhammapada 23. Just as a mountain of rock is unshaken by wind, so too, the wise are unshaken by praise or blame. This reflects the Buddhist belief that mountains symbolize mental strength and spiritual stability, guiding individuals toward wisdom and inner calm. To summarize, in Buddhism, mountains like Mount Meru are symbols of spiritual ascent and wisdom. They represent the stability and inner peace that comes from achieving enlightenment. From a scientific standpoint, mountains are essential features of the Earth, shaping our climate, providing water, and housing unique ecosystems. Their formation is a testament to the slow but powerful forces at work beneath the Earth's surface. Religiously, mountains are often seen as sacred places where divine and human realms meet. They symbolize strength, stability, and spiritual ascension, serving as metaphors for the journey toward higher understanding and connection with the divine. Ultimately, whether you view mountains scientifically or spiritually, they stand as towering symbols of nature's power and the human quest for meaning. What do you think? How do you reconcile the scientific and spiritual views of mountains?